Hello, and welcome to the new Dad Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Trent, and this is a show dedicated to helping you, the new dad, not just survive fatherhood, but thrive in it, becoming healthier, fitter, and mentally stronger so that you can be the best version of yourself for your family. So we all know the drill, right? New baby arrives, sleep goes out the window, and suddenly that six-pack you once had is a distant memory, replaced by, let's see, a more seasoned physique, or the dad-bod like we spoke about the other day. And for a lot of us, we get to a point where we say, all right, enough's enough. It's time to get back in shape. You start eating better, maybe hitting the gym, or even just doing some push-ups in your living room during nap time. But then you hit a wall, the scale stops moving, you feel hungrier than ever, and it's frustrating, demoralizing, and frankly, it feels a little unfair. That sounds a little too familiar. You're not alone. And today we're going to talk about a powerful, often misunderstood process that explains why this happens. It's called metabolic adaptation. So let's demystify this term. What exactly is metabolic adaptation? Think of your body as an incredibly intelligent ancient machine, right? Woof. For millennia, our ancestors faced periods where food was scarce, where you started eating less food, which is what happens when you're in a calorie deficit, trying to lose weight, or suddenly you get much more active. Your body doesn't know you're trying to fit into those old genes. It thinks, oh no, famine is coming. I need to conserve energy to survive. And it kicks into what is called survival mode. It's essentially your body trying to become super efficient with its energy use. And here's how it generally plays out. A decreased resting metabolic rate. This is a big one, obviously. Your resting metabolic rate is the number of calories your body burns just to keep the lights on. Breathing, circulating blood, keeping your organs working, and even when you're just sitting on the couch admiring your little one. During metabolic adaptation, your body can actually lower this rate more than you'd expect based on the weight that you've lost. You're simply just burning fewer calories at rest. And then we get some hormonal shifts, and the hormones. Leptin, the hormone that tells your brain that you're full and that you have enough energy, typically drops when you lose fat. This can obviously make you quite hungrier. Quite hungrier. That's a really good one, Trent. How good is quite hungrier as a word? I like the sentence. It makes you feel hungrier, right? On the flip side, ghrelin, often called the hunger hormone, tends to increase. So your body is literally telling you to eat more. And even your thyroid hormones, which are key regulators of metabolism, can slightly dip, right? So you'll get an increased drive to eat. Because of these hormonal changes, you're not just mentally craving food. Your body is sending strong biological signals to eat more. And it's incredibly tough to fight, believe me. You will also get a reduced NEAT, which is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And this one is pretty interesting. NEAT is all the calories you burn from everyday movement that isn't formal exercise. So pacing whilst on the phone, fidgeting, walking to the kitchen, carrying the baby around. During adaptation, your body might unconsciously reduce these movements to conserve energy. So you might find yourself naturally wanting to sit more. So, as you can see, how this creates a really tough situation for you. Your body is actively trying to slow down its calorie burn and make you hungrier. This is why plateaus happen and why it can feel so damn hard to maintain the weight loss. But here's the good news, dads. Understanding this is the first step to overcoming it. And one of the most powerful tools is something you can literally put on your plate every single day. It's protein, right? It's literally your metabolic secret weapon. So especially if you're trying to shed that dad bod without sacrificing muscle, protein is literally so important. Now, you've probably heard that protein is obviously important for building muscle, and it absolutely is. But when you're in a calorie deficit, meaning you're eating less than your body needs to maintain its current weight, protein takes on an even more critical role in fighting metabolic adaptation. For us dads, especially those who are trying to stay strong for picking up toddlers or pushing prams, I recommend aiming for a higher protein intake. And so we're talking about 1.8 grams to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight per day. So a quick calculation example, if helpful. So you weigh about 80 kilos, which is roughly 144 to 176 grams of protein a day. So why the higher amount? These key reasons. Muscle preservation. When you're in a calorie deficit, your body is incredibly smart. It will look for energy from both fat and muscle. And if you don't provide enough protein, your body might start to break down your hard-earned muscle for fuel. And why is this bad? Because muscle is metabolically active. It burns more calories at rest than fat does. So if you lose muscle, your RMR drops even further, making metabolic adaptation worse. Eating enough protein sends a clear signal to your body saying, keep that muscle. We need it for all the dad duties that we've got going on. And satiety and hunger control, right? This is such a massive one for most people when they're in a dieting phase. So especially when you're battling those increased hunger signals from metabolic adaptation, protein is the most satiating macronutrient. It helps you feel fuller for longer, right? So imagine trying to get through a busy day of work, childcare, house chores. If I could get my goddamn words right, this would be fantastic, right? I'm trying to read, man. Imagine trying to get through a busy day of work, childcare, and household chores when you're consistently fucking hungry, right? Oh, that's the first swear word we've said today. That's kind of wild. A higher protein intake can significantly reduce those hunger pangs and cravings, making it much easier to stick to your healthy eating plan, right? And then we get into this really cool one called the thermic effect of food. And this, it leads us to a bit of a fascinating little rabbit hole, which is most likely overlooked with most people because it's a little bit more sciencey, right? So, have you ever eaten a big steak or piece of chicken and felt a little warmer afterwards, right? It's obviously not your imagination. It's the thermic effect of food, or TEF. TEF is essentially the energy your body uses to digest, absorb, transport, and metabolize the nutrients, fucking words, man. Metabolize the nutrients from your body to eat. It's like a small internal workout your body does by simply processing your meal. And here's the kicker. Not all macronutrients are created equal when it comes to TEF. Protein has the highest TEF. Your body burns around 20 to 30% of the calories from protein just to process it. So if you're eating 100 calories of protein, you're actually only getting a net 70 to 80%, which because the rest were burnt in digestion, right? Carbohydrates have a moderate TEF, usually between 5 and 15%, and fats have the lowest TEF, generally between 0 and 5%. So think about this, dads. By prioritizing protein, you're literally getting a bonus calorie burn just by eating. This adds to your total daily energy expenditure and can help to offset some of the metabolic slowdown that happens during adaptation. It's like having a little metabolic furnace consistently working in the background just because you chose chicken breast over a donut, right? It's kind of wild. I'm not saying you can't have the donut, but, maybe have the donut, yeah? Although, let's be real, you need that. Balance is key, right? So protein isn't the same as carbs and fats when it comes to calories, which leads to a crucial point often missed. While we learn that protein and carbohydrates both provide 4 calories per gram and fats provide 9 calories per gram, this is simple. This is very much like a simplified way when you consider the net usable energy your body actually gets. Now, we're going to get pretty fucking in-depth here. So if you need a pen and paper, get the pen and paper out. We're going to do some numbers, right? So because of the TEF, protein calories are not equal to the carbohydrate or fat calories in terms of how much energy your body retains after digestion. A gram of protein might be listed as 4 calories, but your body uses a significant portion of those calories just to process it. So while 400 calories of protein might deliver, say, 280 to 320 net calories after TEF, 400 calories from fat would deliver almost all of those 400 calories because fat is so easy for your body to process and store. This is why calorie for calorie, a higher protein intake can be more effective for fat loss and muscle preservation. You're feeling fuller, burning through more digestion, and protecting your muscle mass, all of which directly combat the effects of metabolic adaptation. So, how do we put this all together? As new dads, juggling sleep deprivation, fuck, I feel that one, work, and the beautiful chaos of family life, how do we apply this? Right? Make protein. Fucking dude, get the words out, malaka. Oh my God. Make protein a priority at every meal. Don't just add it on. Think about it first. Eggs for breakfast, chicken or tuna for lunch, lean meat or fish for dinner. Keep high protein snacks handy. Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, beef jerky, things like that. So you can just shove it in your mouth and keep going. Make sure you lift weights, even some quick home workouts. And necessarily, it doesn't have to be lifting weights exactly. It can be, just moving and using your body as resistance. So combining that with a higher protein intake makes resistance training like super essential. You don't need hours in the gym. Even like 20 to 30 minutes of bodyweight exercises a few times a week can send a signal to your body to preserve and build muscle. This directly fights the RMR drop from metabolic adaptation. Hydrate. I wrote it so many times for you guys to fucking remember it, right? Often overlooked, but staying well hydrated helps all metabolic processes run smoothly. Plus, sometimes thirst is definitely mistaken for hunger, right? Stress management. This one is very much an easy one. Not an easy one. An easy one to talk about, but a hard one to implement, right? It's a huge one for new dads. High stress can impact hormones like cortisol, which can influence metabolism and fat storage. Even like 5 minutes of mindful breathing or like a 5-minute short walk around the block or anything like that, like just talking to your partner can help. Obviously, be patient and consistent. That's not a quick fix, right? Your body has a powerful starvation mechanisms. It will jump into them incredibly fast, right? Consistency in your nutrition and movement, even when results are slow, is key. Don't get discouraged by plateaus, right? Weight loss and all that sort of stuff is not linear. It comes up and down. It's fucking up and down, up and down, up and down. But if you look at it from a wide, big ass scale, right, more than likely going to be like this if you stay consistent, right? Understand that there are parts of the process and stick to the plan. Remember, becoming a fitter dad isn't just about looking good. It's about having the energy, the strength, and the mental resilience to be present and active for your kids as they grow up. So, if you've ever been struggling with your diet and feel like your body is fighting against you, I hope this episode on metabolic adaptation and the power of protein has given you some clarity and actionable steps. If you found this helpful, please hit the subscribe button or the follow button or whatever you do, wherever you listen, and give us a rating and a review. That'd be fucking awesome. I'd appreciate that. It helps other new dads find the show. Share this episode with a dad friend who might be hitting that diet plateau. Ask them what their biggest struggles are with fitness as a new dad, or what are your go-to protein sources. Let me know on our Instagram, Facebook page, and we'd love to hear from you. I would really love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in, dads. Keep showing up to yourselves and your families. You fucking got this, right? I can get it done. You guys are great. I'll see you next time. Adios.